Lucy Wright stood alone among the towering blue-skinned Centauri women at the Galactic Academy orientation. The other cadets from across the galaxy whispered as they passed her, their eyes filled with either curiosity or contempt. No human had ever been accepted to train as a beast handler before the position was reserved for species with natural telepathic abilities. Commander Vex, a stern Centauri with decorated armor and 4 eyes, surveyed the new recruits. Her gaze lingered on Lucy, the smallest, cadet in the lineup. Humans are too weak for this program, Commander Vex announced to the class. Their minds are undeveloped, their bodies fragile. They lack the necessary connection to the cosmic energy that binds all life. Lucy kept her eyes forward, not showing any reaction, though inside she felt her heart sink. She had worked so hard to get here, passing every test with top marks. Cadet Nira, a tall Centauri with shimmering scales, stepped forward. If I may, Commander, perhaps we should let the beasts decide who belongs here. Her mouth curved into what passed for a smile among her kind. The sacred trials begin tomorrow. Let natural selection take its course. The other alien cadets laughed. Lucy knew what they were thinking. She would fail the first day and return to Earth like all humans before her. That night in her small quarters, Lucy reviewed her notes on alien wildlife. A hollow projector displayed images of the fearsome creatures they would train to bond with Centauri war beasts. Stood taller than 3 humans each, with armored hides, poison spines, and telepathic hunting abilities. These apex predators had never bonded with any species besides the Centaurians. Lucy studied her roommate Zara from the desert planet Koresh entered. Zara had golden skin with glittering patterns that shifted with her mood. Unlike the others, she seemed curious about Lucy, rather than dismissive. "Why do you try so hard, human?" Zara asked, sitting on her bunk. "No offense, but your kind always fails." "Here." Lucy closed her notes. "My grandmother came here 30 years ago. She was the first human accepted. She made it today 3 of beast training before being sent home. She told me stories about this place my whole life. She believed humans could bond with the beasts if given a real chance. I want to finish what she started." Zara tilted her head, studying Lucy. "You know the beasts can sense fear. They attack the weakest first." Lucy nodded. "Good thing I am not afraid." The next morning, the cadets gathered at the edge of the training grounds. A massive dome enclosed an artificial ecosystem where various alien species lived in a carefully maintained balance. At the center lurked the pride of Centauri war beasts, creatures that had helped the Centauri conquer half the galaxy. Commander Vex addressed the group. "Today you begin the sacred bonding ritual. The beasts will choose worthy partners. Those rejected will leave immediately. Those attacked," she paused for effect, "will be recovered and sent home if possible." The alien cadets wore confidence on their faces, many from warrior cultures bred for this purpose. Lucy stood in her standard issue uniform, looking small and ordinary by comparison. You enter alone, unarmed, and make your way to the central clearing where the alpha beasts rest. You will sit in meditation and open your mind. If a beast approaches, do not run. Do not show fear. If one chooses you, it will touch its forehead to yours, creating the first bond. If rejected, you will know you have until sundown. Nira, the Centauri cadet, smirked at Lucy. "Try not to get eaten, little human. We would hate to explain your remains to your primitive planet." The cadets were led to different entrances around the dome. Lucy took a deep breath as her door slid open, revealing a dense alien forest. She stepped inside and the door sealed behind her. The air felt thick with humidity. Strange bird-like creatures scattered at her approach. Plants moved as she passed them, tracking her movement. Lucy kept her breathing steady, remembering her training. She moved carefully through the undergrowth toward the center. After an hour of hiking, she heard the first roar. It vibrated through her chest, making her pause. The sound came again. Closer this time, Lucy continued forward until she reached the edge of a clearing. There she saw them. 7 massive war beasts. Each stood nearly 15 feet tall, with thick legs supporting heavily muscled bodies. Their skin was a dark purple, with bioluminescent patterns pulsing across their forms. Multiple eyes lined their elongated heads and rows of spines ran down their backs. Two of the beasts were fighting, tossing each other across the clearing while the others watched. Lucy spotted several cadets already seated in meditation around the clearing. Most were Zentari, though she saw Zara as well. The golden-skinned alien had positioned herself far from the fighting beasts. Lucy found a spot and sat cross-legged. She closed her eyes and tried to empty her mind as instructed. She felt ridiculous, small and human among these telepathic giants. But she remembered her grandmother's words. They look for something different in each species. You must find what makes humans special. Hours passed. Lucy felt the sun on her face, heard other cadets come and go. Some left with triumphant thoughts broadcasting their success. Others departed in shame, rejection, heavy in their minds. Something warm brushed against Lucy's consciousness. A curious probing. She kept her mind open, welcoming the contact. She felt it again, stronger this time. Images flashed through her thoughts, her childhood on Earth, her grandmother's stories, the years of preparation. The presence withdrew. Lucy opened her eyes and found herself staring into the face of the largest beast she had not heard it approach. The creature's multiple eyes studied her, its breath hot against her skin. Lucy did not move, despite every instinct telling her to run behind the beast she could see. Nira and other Zentari cadets watching with wide eyes. Commander Vex had arrived as well, her expression one of disbelief. The beast lowered its massive head until it was level with Lucy's face. Its mind touched hers again, more forcefully. The contact was overwhelming, ancient, and powerful. Lucy felt herself drowning in the creature's thoughts, its history, its pain, its loneliness. Then something unexpected happened. The beast showed Lucy images of Earth, oceans, mountains, forests. It had never seen them except through her memories, but they called to something deep within it. Lucy realized what her grandmother meant. Humans lacked telepathy, but they had something else: empathy. The ability to truly understand another's feelings, to share another's pain. Lucy reached out with her mind, not with telepathy, but with understanding. She felt the beast's surprise, then its curiosity. It had never encountered a mind like hers before. Slowly, deliberately, the massive creature lowered itself to the ground. Before Lucy, its head bowed in submission. The other beasts in the clearing turned to watch. The fighting stopped. The entire dome seemed to hold its breath. Then one by one the other beasts approached. They circled Lucy, sniffing the air, tasting her presence with their minds. Then, to the astonishment of everyone watching, they too lowered themselves before her. Commander Vex stepped into the clearing, her 4 eyes wide with shock. "Impossible," she whispered. Lucy stood now surrounded by the most dangerous predators in the galaxy, all of them calm in her presence. The largest beast, the Alpha, rose and gently pressed its forehead against hers. The connection bloomed between them, not telepathy, but something deeper. A bond of mutual respect and understanding. Now, here's part 2. Nira approached, her face twisted with confusion. What did you do to them?" Lucy placed her hand on the Alpha beast's neck. "I listened. They have been bonded to warriors for centuries, but they never wanted war. They are guardians, not weapons. Their true purpose was lost. I simply reminded them." Zara joined them, her golden skin glowing with excitement. The human found their truth. Commander Vex studied Lucy with new eyes. "In all my years, I have never seen the beasts choose someone unanimously. They bow to you, right?" "Why?" Lucy smiled. "Because I did not try to dominate them. I saw them as equals. They have been waiting for someone who would understand, not control." News spread quickly through the academy. The human cadet who commanded the respect of all 7 alpha beasts. The one who changed everything they thought they knew about the bonding process. That evening, as Lucy sat in her quarters, a message arrived from the Academy Council. She had been promoted to special training. A new program would be developed around her methods. Zara burst into the room, her skin pattern swirling with excitement. "You did it. They are calling you the Beast Whisperer, the first human to ever complete the bonding. Every cadet wants to learn from you now. Even Nira asked for your guidance, Lucy thought of her grandmother and smiled. Tomorrow she would begin teaching the Zentari a different way to connect with their sacred beasts. Not through dominance, but through understanding. Not as weapons, but as partners. 3 months passed. Lucy's training program flourished. She worked with cadets of all species, teaching them to connect with the beasts through empathy rather than control. The results surprised everyone. The beasts formed stronger bonds than ever before, becoming more intelligent, more loyal, and less aggressive. Nira reluctantly became one of her best students. The proud Zentari warrior had difficulty accepting Lucy's methods at first, but could not argue with the results. When Nira finally bonded with a young female beast, the connection was so strong it brought tears to her 4 eyes. Commander Vex called Lucy to her office one morning. The commander's demeanor had changed since the first day. She now regarded Lucy with a mixture of respect and curiosity. "The High Council has requested your presence, right?" Vex said. "They wish to see your methods demonstrated. Something unprecedented is happening. The elder beasts, those too old to bond, have begun responding to your students. This has never occurred in our history." Lucy felt a flutter of nervousness. "When do we leave?" "Immediately. The council does not wait." The journey to the Zentari homeworld took 3 days. Lucy spent the time preparing with Zara and Nira, who would accompany her as proof of her method's success. The three had formed an unlikely friendship over the months as their ship entered orbit. Lucy gasped at the view. The Zentari homeworld was breathtaking. Vast purple oceans surrounded land masses covered in blue-green vegetation. Massive cities gleamed like jewels on the surface. "First time seeing another world?" Nira asked, less mockery in her tone than before. Lucy nodded. "Earth has nothing like this." Zara smiled, her skin patterns forming intricate designs of excitement. "Wait until you see the Temple of Beasts. The most ancient war beasts live there. Creatures that have existed for centuries. They are said to be 10 times larger than the ones at the Academy." The ship landed at a massive platform outside the capital city. A delegation of high-ranking Zentari officials waited for them. Their ceremonial armor glittered in the sunlight. Their expression solemn, the head of the delegation stepped forward. "I am High Counselor Mara. We welcome you to Zentaria. Your methods have caused quite a stir, human. Some believe you threaten our traditions. Others see potential for growth. We shall see which is correct." Lucy bowed respectfully. "Thank you for the opportunity to share what I have learned." The delegation led them through the city. Zentari citizens stopped to stare at the human, the first of her kind. To visit their world in decades, Lucy felt the weight of their gazes but held her head high. The Temple of Beasts stood at the city center, a massive structure of gleaming metal and stone. Ancient carvings depicted the bond between Zentari and beasts. Dating back thousands of years, inside the temple a circular arena dominated the space. High balconies surrounded it, filled with Zentari officials and dignitaries. At the center lay 3 enormous beasts. Each one dwarfed those at the Academy. Their scales dulled with age, their movements slow and deliberate. High Counselor Mara addressed the assembly. "For generations, the elder beasts have guided our species. They are the wisest of their kind, but in recent centuries they have grown distant. Some say they have begun to fade. Now this human claims to have found a new way to connect with them. We shall test her methods." Lucy stepped forward, her heart pounding. The elder beasts turned their massive heads toward her, their ancient eyes studying her with intelligence that transcended species. "These elders have not bonded with anyone in over 50 years, Mara explained. "They refuse all who approach. If your methods work, prove it now." Lucy took a deep breath and walked toward the center of the arena. She could feel the skepticism of the watching crowd, the doubt radiating from them. She knelt before the largest elder beast and closed her eyes. Instead of reaching out, she opened herself completely. letting her mind become still and receptive. She did not push or probe. She simply waited, showing respect. Minutes passed, the crowd grew restless. Whispers echoed through the chamber. Lucy remained motionless, patient. Then she felt it, a presence vast and ancient, brushing against her consciousness. Images flooded her mind, a history not her own. The rise of the Zentari civilization, the wars, the conquests, the slow corruption of the bond between beast and warrior. The elder beast showed her everything. Its disappointment, its sorrow. Lucy understood the beasts had once been partners equals in the Zentari's journey to the stars, but over time they had become weapons tools of conquest. The sacred bond perverted. Here's part 3, title. They mocked a human cadet, until the apex beasts started bowing, part 3. Lucy opened her eyes and found tears streaming down her face. The largest elder beast had moved closer, its ancient face inches from hers. Its eyes held wisdom and pain in equal measure. They have been waiting, Lucy said, her voice echoing in the silent chamber. Waiting for the Zentari to remember the true nature of your bond. She turned to face the assembly. You were never meant to be conquerors. The beasts were never meant to be weapons. You were explorers, guardians of life throughout the galaxy. The first bond was formed to heal, not to harm. The elder beast made a sound low and rumbling. The other elders joined, creating a harmony that vibrated through. The temple high counselor Mara stepped forward. What are they saying? They are singing, Lucy explained. A song not heard for generations, the song of renewal. They wish to show you something. The largest elder lowered its massive head to the ground, before Lucy, a gesture of trust and submission. The crowd gasped. The other elders followed suit, forming a circle around Lucy. They wished to form a new bond. Lucy said, not with me, but through me. They want to reconnect with the Zentari people, to remind you of your true purpose. Mara approached cautiously. How? Lucy extended her hand. They will show us. Join the circle. Hesitantly, Mara took Lucy's hand. Nira and Zara stepped forward, joining them. Others from the assembly followed, until a ring of various species surrounded the elder beasts. Lucy closed her eyes again, opening her mind fully. The elder beast connected with her, then through her to the others. The connection spread person to person, species to species. A shared consciousness, a glimpse of something greater. Visions flowed through them all. The original purpose of the bond, the harmony that once existed between all living things, the path forward not through conquest but through understanding. When it ended, many had tears streaming down their faces. Mara stood speechless for a moment. All this time we forgot. She turned to Lucy. The elders have chosen you human. They wish you to help restore the true bond, to teach our people what was lost. Lucy felt overwhelmed. I am just a cadet. You are more than that now. Mara replied, you are the bridge, the one who reminded us of our true nature. The council offers you a permanent position here as teacher of the true bond. If you accept. Lucy thought of Earth, of her grandmother, of the journey that had brought her here. She looked at Nira and Zara, her friends, who nodded encouragingly. I accept, Lucy said, but I will need help. The bond belongs to all species, not just humans or Zentari. The academy must change. We must teach cooperation, not domination. So it shall be, Mara declared. A new era begins today. The following weeks were a whirlwind. Lucy worked with the elder beasts, learning their ancient wisdom. She discovered that the bond went deeper than anyone had realized. The beasts were not merely intelligent animals, but sentient beings with their own culture and history. She established a new training program at the temple, accepting students of all species. Lucy, Nira, and Zara became the first teachers. The old ways were not discarded but transformed. The warrior traditions honored but redirected toward protection rather than conquest. One morning, as Lucy meditated with the elder beasts, a messenger arrived. Urgent news from the border worlds. The Krell have launched an attack. 3 Zentari colonies under siege. The Krell were a hive mind species known for their aggression. They had been enemies of the Zentari for centuries. High Counselor Mara called an emergency session. Lucy and her students attended. The military commanders demanded immediate retaliation. A full assault using the war beasts as weapons. Lucy stepped forward. The beasts are not weapons, they are partners. They will defend but not conquer. Commander Vex, now an ally, argued in her favor. Lucy's methods have made our bonds stronger. Our defense is more effective. We should listen. A heated debate followed. Lucy felt the old ways pulling at the council. The temptation to use the beasts as they always had. The elder beasts sensed her distress. They sent her images of an alternative different approach to the Krell conflict. The elders have shown me something. Lucy interrupted. The Krell attacked because they detected changes in our beast bonds. They fear what they do not understand. They believe we are developing a new weapon against them. Mara considered this. What do you suggest? Let me take a delegation to their border. Not to fight, but to show them the truth. Let them see the new bond for themselves. The Krell are telepathic. They will sense our intentions. The military commanders objected loudly. The risk was too great. The Krell would never listen, but Lucy stood firm. Finally, Mara made her decision. Lucy will lead a peace delegation. The military will stand by ready to intervene if needed. This is a test of the new ways. If they fail, we revert to the old. 3 days later, Lucy found herself aboard a diplomatic vessel approaching Krell territory. Zara, Nira, and 3 elder beasts accompanied her along with a small security team. The beasts had insisted on coming, though none had left the homeworld in centuries. As they neared the border, Krell ships appeared surrounding them, their organic vessels pulsing with bioluminescent light. Lucy felt fear grip her heart, but the elder beast beside her sent calming waves through their bond. We come in peace. Lucy transmitted on all frequencies. We seek understanding, not conflict. Nira's mandibles clicked in what passed for a Zentari smile. Old habits. The elder beasts have arrived as well. They're quite excited about meeting the new students, especially the humans. Admiral Wright straightened her uniform. I should join the Earth delegation. I believe I spotted Ambassador Chen arriving. As her grandmother departed, Lucy turned to Nira. Did you ever imagine this when you were mocking me on my first day at the academy? Nira had the grace to look embarrassed. Never, I believed. Humans were weak physically and mentally. I believed the Zentari way was the only way. I was blind to so much. We all were, Lucy said. Even me, I came to prove humans could bond with the beasts. I never expected to discover that the bond itself had been misunderstood for generations. They walked together toward the grand hall where representatives from across the galaxy had gathered. The elder beasts waited at the center of the chamber, their massive forms regal and imposing, yet somehow welcoming. Students from various species stood in awe of the ancient creatures. Lucy spotted Zara organizing the incoming students. Her friend had become the Academy's chief operations officer, keeping everything running smoothly. Lucy couldn't have managed without her. A hush fell over the crowd as Lucy approached the podium. She looked out at the faces before her. Zentari humans, Krell, and a dozen other species, all watching expectantly. She saw curiosity, hope, and yes, some skepticism too. Change never came easily. Welcome to the first day of the Bridge Academy. Lucy began. Each of you comes from a different world, a different culture, a different evolutionary path. Yet you all share something fundamental, a desire to understand, to connect, to build bridges where once there were walls. The elder beast beside her sent a wave of approval through their bond. Lucy continued, drawing strength from the connection. 1 year ago, I stood alone at the Zentari Academy. A human among aliens, I was mocked, ridiculed, told that my species was too weak to form the beast bond. She smiled at Nira, who nodded encouragingly. They weren't entirely wrong. Humans lack the telepathic abilities of the Zentari. We lack the hive mind of the Krell. We lack the sensory perception of the Vorax. She gestured to the various species as she named them. But what we discovered is that the beast bond was never about power or dominance. It was about understanding. Each species brings different strengths, different perspectives. The beasts don't seek those who can control them. They seek those who can understand them. The largest elder beast moved forward, its ancient eyes surveying the crowd. It lowered its massive head in a gesture of respect that rippled through the assembly. Today, we begin a new journey. Lucy continued. Not just to learn about the beast bond, but to forge connections between all sentient species. To find the bridges that unite us, rather than the differences that divide us. The beasts have been waiting for this moment for generations. They remember a time when the galaxy was united in exploration and discovery. They wish to see that time return. She stepped away from the podium, approaching the elder beast. It lowered its head, allowing her to place her hand on its scales. The first class at this academy will not just learn to bond with beasts, you will learn to bond with each other. To see beyond physical differences, beyond cultural barriers. To find the common consciousness that unites all living things. The elder beast sent a pulse of energy through Lucy, a telepathic message broadcast to everyone present regardless of species. Images of unity, cooperation, a galaxy working together to explore and protect, rather than conquer and destroy. Lucy felt tears in her eyes as the vision washed over her. So beautiful, so possible. This is what the beasts have always wanted, to help us find our way back to each other, to remind us that we are stronger together than apart. The ceremony continued, with representatives from each species speaking, sharing their hopes for the Academy. Admiral Wright spoke for Earth, expressing humanity's eagerness to join the galactic community. High Counselor Mara spoke for the Zentari, acknowledging the mistakes of the past and pledging to embrace a new future. The Krell representatives spoke in their unusual manner, direct and without pretense, but their message clear. They too sought understanding. As the formal proceedings ended, students began to mingle, some cautiously, others with enthusiasm. Lucy watched with satisfaction as barriers began to break down. The first steps on a long journey, Zara joined her. Quite a change from your first day at the academy. Lucy laughed. I was terrified, trying not to show it, convinced I would fail and disappoint my grandmother. And now you're Director Wright, the human who changed everything. Lucy shook her head. Not me. The beasts changed everything. They were just waiting for someone to listen. The largest, elder beast approached, nudging Lucy gently with its massive head. She felt its thoughts warm and approving. It showed her a vision of the future, the Academy growing, graduates returning to their homeworlds, spreading the principles of understanding and cooperation. A slow transformation of the galaxy from conflict to collaboration. They believe this is just the beginning, Lucy translated for Zara. The beast bond is the first step, the bridge between species. But there are many more bridges. To build, Zara's skin patterns shifted in a pattern Lucy had come to recognize as hope. Do you think it's possible? Truly possible for so many different species to understand each other? Lucy looked around the room. Human cadets were attempting to learn Zentari greeting gestures. Young Krell were explaining their hive communication to fascinated Vorax students. An elder beast had lowered itself to the ground, allowing curious students to examine its scales. I think we've already begun. Lucy said, understanding doesn't mean becoming the same. It means appreciating our differences, finding strength in diversity. The beasts have always known this. They've been waiting for us to discover it too. As the day continued, Lucy found a moment to step away. She walked to a quiet balcony overlooking the academy grounds. The three suns of this neutral world were setting, painting the sky in spectacular colors. Below her, students of all species explored their new home, some already forming friendships that would have been impossible just a year before. She felt a presence behind her and turned to find Nira and Zara, her first and closest friends in this strange journey. The elder beasts are pleased, Nira said. They say you have exceeded their expectations. Lucy smiled. We all have. This academy isn't my achievement. It belongs to everyone who was willing to question, to listen, to change. Zara's skin glowed with emotion. Remember when they mocked you, that first day when everyone believed you would fail? Until the apex beasts started bowing. Nira finished. Even I would not have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. Lucy looked out at the sunset, thinking of how far they had come and how far they still had to go. The beasts weren't bowing to me. They were bowing to the possibility of change, to the future we're building together. A future where understanding replaces fear, where bridges replace walls. The three friends stood together watching the suns set on the first day of a new era. For Lucy Wright, the journey that had begun with mockery and doubt had led to something greater than she could have imagined. Not just acceptance, but transformation. Not just for herself, but for the galaxy. No response came. Instead, the Krell ships moved closer, their weapon systems charging. The security team prepared for the worst. Lucy placed her hand on the elder beast's neck, closing her eyes. The beast connected with her mind, then reached outward, toward the Krell ships. A telepathic bridge forming between species images flowed from the Zentari vessel. The true history of the beast bond. The recent changes. The desire for peace. The elder beasts added their own memories, showing the Krell their ancient wisdom, their true purpose. Long minutes passed, the Krell ships remained poised to attack, then slowly their weapons powered down. A transmission came through in broken galactic standard. We receive your thoughts, your truth unexpected, your beasts not weapons, your minds open. We will listen. A diplomatic channel opened. The Krell hive mind representatives agreed to meet. They were curious about the changes they sensed in the beast bond. The war that seemed inevitable just days before paused as ancient enemies considered a different path. Here's part 4, the diplomatic. Vessel docked with the main Krell ship. Lucy felt nervous as she prepared to meet the alien hive mind. No human had ever directly encountered the Krell before. Their reputation for aggression and their insect-like appearance made them feared throughout the galaxy. Remember? Zara cautioned, her skin patterns shifting with concern. The Krell experience consciousness differently. They share a collective mind. Individual concepts may confuse them. Lucy nodded. The elder beasts will help translate our thoughts. When the airlock opened, Lucy got her first look at the Krell. They resembled massive mantids standing 7 feet tall. Their exoskeletons shimmered with iridescent colors. Their compound eyes studied the delegation with alien intelligence. The lead Krell stepped forward, its mandibles clicking. We are Krell, you are human anomaly. The beast bond changed, you caused this change, explain. Lucy bowed respectfully. I discovered what was forgotten, the true nature of the bond between Zentari and beasts. They were never meant to be weapons, but partners, equals in exploration and protection. The Krell's antennae twitched. Show us truth, in thoughts, not words. The largest elder beast moved forward, lowering its massive head. The Krell reached out, placing a clawed appendage on the beast's skull. A connection formed. The Krell's body trembled as information flowed between them. The other Krell gathered around, linking appendages, forming a physical manifestation of their hive mind. Lucy felt a gentle probing at her consciousness. The elder beast was creating a bridge, allowing the Krell to experience her memories directly. She opened herself to them, showing her journey from Earth, her struggles at the Academy, the moment of revelation, with the beasts. She shared her understanding that different species connected in different ways, but all could find harmony if they sought to understand, rather than control. The connection ended. The lead Krell stepped back, its posture changing. We comprehend now. Zentari corrupted the bond, used beasts as weapons against us. We fought to survive. We thought new bond was new weapon, we were wrong. Nira stepped forward. Our people have been enemies for generations. Both sides have committed wrongs, but perhaps we can find a new path. The Krell conferred among themselves, their bodies touching antennae, exchanging information. Finally, the leader turned back to Lucy. Human anomaly, Bridged species showed new way. We wish to learn Krell have no beasts, but we have hive can hive connect with beasts through bridge. Lucy hadn't considered this possibility. Could the Krell hive mind form a different kind of connection with the war beasts? She looked to the elder beast who sent her a feeling of curiosity and willingness. We can try. Lucy said, the elder beasts are open to the possibility. What followed was unprecedented. The Krell and elder beasts formed a connection with Lucy, Nira, and Zara serving as intermediaries. The hive mind of the Krell resonated with the collective wisdom of the ancient beasts, two utterly alien forms of consciousness finding common ground through empathy and understanding. When it was complete, the Krell leader's posture had completely transformed. We see now. We understand. War between us, unnecessary misunderstanding drove conflict beast bond, can connect all sentient species. Human anomaly showed the way. A peace agreement was drafted. The Krell would withdraw from Zentari colonies. A cultural exchange would begin with Lucy students teaching the Krell about the true bond, and the Krell sharing their unique hive perspective. As they prepared to depart, the Krell leader approached Lucy. Human anomaly has changed galaxy path. We will spread understanding to other Krell nests. You have made enemies into allies. Lucy felt overwhelmed by the significance of what had occurred. I only showed what was already there, the potential for understanding between all species. The diplomatic vessel returned to Zentari triumphant. News of the peace agreement spread quickly. Lucy found herself celebrated as a hero, the human who had prevented a war. The bridge between species High Counselor Mara called Lucy to a private meeting. What you have accomplished is beyond our expectations. The council has been discussing your future role. Lucy waited, curious about what would come next. We propose establishing a new academy, Mara continued. Not just for beast handling, but for interspecies understanding, the Bridge Academy named after your role in recent events. You would serve as its first director, training students from all species in the principles of empathic connection. Lucy felt honored but hesitant. I still have much to learn myself. That is precisely why you are suited for this role. You approach each situation with humility and openness. You see the potential in others. The galaxy is changing. Right species that have been in conflict for generations are reconsidering their positions. The beast bond is only the beginning. Before Lucy could respond, an alarm sounded throughout the building. A security officer rushed in. Counselor, we have an emergency transmission from deep space. A vessel of unknown design approaching Zentari space. They claim to be human. Lucy felt her heart skip. Human from Earth. The officer nodded. They say they received our transmissions about the human who changed the beast bond. They want to establish contact. Mara looked at Lucy. It seems your people have noticed your accomplishments. The transmission was patched through. A human face appeared on the screen, an older woman in a military uniform. Her eyes widened at the sight of Lucy. This is Admiral Helena Wright of the Earth Exploration Fleet. We've been monitoring transmissions from this sector. Is that Lucy Wright? Lucy stepped forward, stunned. Grandmother. The Admiral smiled, tears in her eyes. When I heard about a human changing the beast bond, I knew it had to be you. After I returned from the academy all those years ago, never stopped believing in what I glimpsed there. I joined the military, worked my way up, eventually convinced Earth to build an exploration fleet. We've been searching for Zentari space ever since. Lucy could hardly believe what she was hearing. You came looking for me. For you and for the connection I always believed was possible. Earth is ready to join the galactic community, Lucy. We want to learn about the beast bond. The true bond. Mara stepped into view. Admiral Wright, your granddaughter, has done more than continue your work. She has transformed our understanding of the bond. She has brokered peace between ancient enemies. She has been offered the directorship of a new academy dedicated to interspecies understanding. Admiral Wright beamed with pride. That sounds exactly like my granddaughter, always seeing the best in everyone and everything. Lucy found her voice again. How many ships did you bring, grandmother? Just the one for now. But there are more waiting for our signal. Earth is eager to learn, eager to join this new era of understanding. Lucy turned to Mara. The Bridge Academy should welcome humans too. Not just me, but all who wish to learn. And finally, here's part 5. 1 year later, Lucy stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed Bridge Academy. Her grandmother, Admiral Helena Wright, stood beside her. Both women watched as ships from a dozen different species arrived, bringing the first class of students. I never imagined this when I sent you to the Zentari Academy, Helena said, pride evident in her voice. You've accomplished more than I dreamed possible, Lucy smiled. I only finished what you started. The connection you felt with the beasts all those years ago. You were right. They were trying to show you something, but the Zentari weren't ready to see it. The Academy was built on a neutral world at the borders of Zentari Krell and human space, a symbol of the new cooperation between formerly hostile species. The massive structure incorporated architectural elements from all 3 cultures. A place where differences were celebrated, not erased. Nira approached, dressed in the new instructor uniform. The students are assembled, Director Wright. The opening ceremony can begin when you're ready. Lucy had grown accustomed to her new title, though it still felt strange. Thank you, Nira, and please just call me Lucy. We're colleagues now.